Why has this stage right here of situationships become so popular? I believe people's lack of commitment is allowing these situationships, but also people don't want to be lonely. There's a lot of crazy people out here. There's a lot of not so right people in the head. So when you come across somebody who's like, okay, you don't particularly want to commit to them, or they don't particularly want to commit to you. So you kind of stay in this middle ground, right? It's not heading towards anything serious, but it's also not headed to you're a stranger and I don't know you. I just want to keep you around, or act like we're girlfriend and boyfriend. We were really not. Personally, to me, situationships get you in a lot of trouble. Okay. So if you're tired of situationships, want to know why you probably shouldn't be in one, or you're a little confused if you are in one, let's talk about those red flags of a situationship and what's really wrong with them. A lot of people are in situationships right now, but I don't really feel like we should be in them. As a woman of God, there's nothing in the Bible that says thou shalt not be in a situationship. But I'm going to point out why this may be leading you further into something that you do not want to be in. I sinned the most when I was in a situationship. When I was on my 12-year abstinence journey, around year 8, okay, that's when I messed up. That's when I got a little too hands-on-y, a little too hot and heavy, and almost crossed that line. And it was from a situationship. Red flag number 1 is that they're not intentional with their future with you. Now, in the case of my situationship, I was the problem. Okay, I was no good most of my life before I knew Jesus. And a little bit of that creeped in at a certain point when I was upset with Jesus. I halfway backslid to my old ways, and I was with someone who I did not see a future with, but I didn't particularly want to be lonely. So I continued this situationship. He was a good guy. He was cool. It's not like I completely didn't see a future with him, but I knew in my heart that that's not someone I wanted to marry. But it's also not someone that I wanted to let go of. So we were in a situationship. I see no future with him. I shouldn't have let him go because I was dragging him along. I was hurting his feelings because meanwhile, I knew what it was and I didn't want to keep it going. He grew more and more in love with me and I couldn't offer him the same. And that was not fair to him. I was pretty much a jerk in that situation. And so whether you're the person on the side of initiating, wanting the situationship, or you're the person who wants more, someone is getting hurt in that encounter because one of you knows that y'all not gonna be together. Y'all not right for each other. This is not leading to marriage. This is just something to hold on to. And the reason why I say that it caused me to sin the most, this relationship really caused me to sin, is because I became so comfortable with him. It's kind of like he was a boyfriend that wasn't a boyfriend. Okay. And so when I was going through my depressive episodes and whatever craziness I was into and backslid and just really just going through it with God and just really feeling sad in life, I leaned to a man and I leaned to his attention and I got really, really comfortable and we slipped up a lot. And so a lot of these situationships that people are in, you're not dating this person. You're not in a relationship with this person. But this person is becoming so cool, almost like a best friend. And a lot of times you drop your guards with a best friend. Somebody you're dating, you can be like, okay, I need to be home by 10. You know, you can't sleep over, blah, blah, blah. Like you have like boundaries for your relationship. But a lot of people don't really have too many boundaries with a situationship. You kind of view them as a friend or they view you as a friend. And so you're easily to fall down a slippery slope because there's this undefined relationship that you're in. Now, I'm not going too deep in these red flags, but I'm gonna briefly touch on it and you do with them as you please. Red flag number 2 is that their actions don't align with their words. Now, once again, I feel like I gotta get on myself again. My actions didn't align with my words. I was very much always hanging out with this person, especially around the pandemic. I was always hanging around this person, but my actions didn't align with my words because when they asked me to be in a relationship, I said no. And so you may be with someone who you want to be in a relationship and they saying no, or vice versa, or you're the person saying no. We are dragging people along, emotionally dragging people along. And I feel like that's not right. I feel like there's some injustice in that. And I'm talking to myself. I feel like there's some injustice in that. This is a very selfish thing to do, especially when you have no intentions with that person. And as Christians, we should not be self-seeking. We should not only try to serve ourselves and what we want, and neither should that person that we're with. I don't know which side of this you are on, but the essence of a situationship is selfishness to the person that wants the situationship. Y'all know y'all not going nowhere. Why are you holding up space for your future husband? Why are you holding up space for their future wife? Just so you have somebody to hang with, and hopefully not somebody you can have sex with. And I kind of already gave away number 3, but basically it causes you to drop your guards. Basically, you look at them as a friend. You don't look at them as someone that you're dating. And so you get a little bit too flirtatious. You get a little bit too lax. You spend a little bit too much time at their house or them at yours. There's not as many boundaries. There's not as much accountability. It's just the person you hang out with. So you're not accountable to your pastor or to your friends. It's kind of like, oh yeah, I'm just hanging out with James. I'm just hanging out with what's name. I'm just hanging out with Brittany. You know, like, oh, so what are you doing with Brittany? Like, that accountability is not on the same level, because in your eyes, they're just a friend. And so a lot of things can really happen in situationships that shouldn't be happening in situationships. A lot of people who are out here engaging in fornication and sex, they're not doing it in relationships. They're doing it in situationships. And it's going very much under the radar. Our boundaries are supposed to be our boundaries no matter who is in our life. That is a big thing that caused me to fall when I did. I didn't have the same boundaries. I didn't look at it as the same. Hopefully that opens your eyes to these red flags and helps you to make a decision on, are you okay with situationships? Are you in a situationship and you want to get out of, or you need to get out of? I'm really against them. I don't think they're good. It's either you meet somebody and you're talking and y'all about to enter into a relationship, or you're in a relationship, or you're leading a marriage. But if it's not going to go on to the next stage, just go ahead and end it, you know, because particularly for men, they know very quickly if they want to be with you, if they want to marry you. So if you're still around, if you're the person that wants to progress and they don't, most likely it's because they don't see a future with you. And if you're a woman on the fence, you need to just let that man go and find his wife. Situationships are like holding people hostage from being able to advance in their lives, because now you're taking up the space that their future spouse could take, or they have to be subconsciously cheating on their new person because you're still in their life. And you know y'all a little bit more than friends. Even if it's not physical, it's emotional. And so if you're with somebody and y'all not finna be in a relationship or not finna go ahead and lead to marriage, break it off. Just save everybody some time, okay? I hope that video helped. If it did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't, because I would love to see you more often. And I'll see you later. Bye.